I reinstalled Pesterquest, and Roxy's route has still not appeared. Why is it not appearing? I own it. Everything else appeared like, did it? I don't know. Here. Why is this not appearing? Oh, fuck, there's a lot of emojis. Come on. Why won't you show? I don't get it. Anyway, let's continue. Let's do Volume 11, The Call of Leadership. I'm curious to see how they get to the Alpha universe, honestly. I wonder if they'll use the whole prospect Durst thing again, or if it'll be some unique way. It's a beautiful moonlit night on Alternia. The sky is clear, a cool breeze is blowing, and even the unbearable screeching of the steel-throated hat cricket sounds a little sweeter than usual. And yet, a moment of panic hangs in the air.
Dave, are you okay? Hey! Oh God. Oh, what has she done? Dave? Please tell me that's just grub sauce. Please just be grub sauce. Please just be grub sauce. Please just be grub sauce.
Carcat, stop being so melodramatic. It wasn't even me who did it. Okay, fine, it wasn't my fault, I admit it. But I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, Carcat, it's no biggie. I mean, this is obviously the shitty situation I could possibly be in right now, and my lawyers will be in touch, don't even think that they won't. I love how Terezi does a little thinking face when he says that. But also, it is literally fucking grub sauce, so, chill for 2 seconds, okay?
Oh my God!
Shut up!
I know the idea of me having to swap out my silver ketchup-encrusted pants is getting you all hot and bothered on that sweater, but damn. This is a picnic, dude. There are children present.
And just like that, everything's alright. You have single-handedly revolutionized the art of picnicking on Alternia. You've got a huge chicken blanket, a car-sized wicker hamper, an unholy quantity of foods in Tupperware containers, a lively crowd of your best and most recently acquired friends, everything one could possibly need. Shit's quaint as all fuck out here. Oh, everyone's here, huh? So, how many tentacles would you say she has, roughly? Let me see. It's okay, take your time. My interest is, purely scientific. Yes, precisely. Thank you, Kanaya. This is part of my studies in the field of cryptozoology. It's hardly an exact science, but you can help us make it exacter. Well, that's the problem. I really don't think there'd be a definite answer. She just had so many. Fascinating. Everyone seems to be having a really great time. You're a pretty good picnic host if you do say so yourself. You let yourself lie back on the blanket and relax. Nepeta, can you pass me one of those beautiful green pies, please? How'd I do Nepeta's voice again? Sure, just let me...
It's okay, I've got this.
Dude, step off, Lamau. See, you didn't ask for your help.
Everyone is getting along so well.
Well, I didn't ask for your opinion on whether the mid-blood human female wanted my help or not.
Oh my God, did you seriously just call her that? What is wrong with her? With you?
Mid-blood human female. Ah.
Guys? Humans don't even have different blood colors, you useless tool.
Simply enjoying one another's company.
Alright, that does it. I've had enough of this wishy-washy Romeo nonsense.
And I've had enough of you.
Oh, thanks, Nepeta. No problem.
Eat, sit, and die.
Oh boy, don't you make me.
It would be my pleasure.
Wait, what's going on over there? Oh no, dear God, no, not now! This is a disaster! You gotta find some way to stop this before everything you worked for collapses under the weight of pointless shitty boy drama! You don't have a moment to lose!
What's better than this, guys being allies?
Oh, hi there, GMT, don't mind you, you're just trying to stop a picnic emergency!
Hey, hold on, sister. Let's not be hasty. Right now, we're witnessing the birth of the greatest and, dare I say, most righteous miracle of them all. Gender motherfucking equality.
What? And just like that, everything breaks apart. You wake up alone. It's a cold, dark night on What the fuck just happened? It's a cold, dark night on Oternia. The sky is overcast, a harsh wind is blowing, and the only other sound to be heard is your own breathing. Panicked, shaky, you curl up a little tighter in your puddle of blankets in the corner. You try and think back to the wonderful dream you were having, but now it all seems ruined. You were only trying to take a short rest from fomenting revolutionary sentiment among your peers and fixing all their problems, which, as it turns out, is a full-time job. You just wanted to indulge your imagination for a while and skip to the part where everyone's happy already. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It all seems so real, so full of potential. Like, you could get there in an instant if only you tried a little harder. But now, it hits you like a cold, wet circus pie filled with cement. Your dream of hope was nothing more than that, with no basis in reality or accurate characterization. Some things are simply too good to be true, and your subconscious clearly knew it all along. It hurts, and you don't know whether to laugh, cry, or just get really, really angry about it. You made some wonderful friends over the last few weeks, months. It's been such a hectic whirlwind of non-stop amicability. You're not even sure how long you've been going. You've achieved so much on your quest, you know that for a fact. But now, looking around this empty room, filled with the ghosts of memories from a lifetime ago, you can't help but feel despondent. Maybe there are some things you won't ever be able to fix. Man, this blows. For some reason, your thoughts turn to John, who is conspicuously absent from your dream. It feels like you haven't seen him for ages. You miss him. Without really thinking about it, you pick yourself up. You've had enough of this horrible plant for now. Your friends will be alright without you for a while. You tell yourself that a few times just to make sure you believe it, and then... zap! You materialize in a pleasantly familiar suburban neighborhood, standing in front of a pleasantly familiar house. It must be late fall by now. There are barely any leaves left on the trees, and there's a chill in the air. But your heart fills with warmth at the prospect of hanging out with your old friend John again. While your newer friends have all been fun to spend time with in their own ways, you can't help but feel a special kind of fondness for John. This is obviously Jane's house, isn't it? It's not like you play favorites with your chums or anything, but maybe the fact that he was the first friend you met on your journey set him apart from the others. It's nice to be back on Earth, too. You miss being able to go out in the sunshine. Your eyes wander a little, taking in the trees, the grass, the houses, before settling on the mailbox in the yard. A worrying thought occurs to you. Maybe in getting so caught up with meeting so many new people, John has forgotten all about you. Surely your friendship wouldn't have diminished so quickly, but were you really all that close to begin with? You still feel bad about having thrown its birthday present in the sewer all that time ago. That was just such a shitty thing to do in more ways than one. You were a really bad friend to John before you were friends with John. You're suddenly overcome with the urge to make it up to him. Instead of making a new friend today, why not try being a better friend to one you already have? Taking a peek at the mailbox, there seems to be something inside. Maybe, if you make absolutely sure to give it to him this time, that will start to make up for your earlier mistake. This is obviously Jane's house, so, MSPA reader doesn't know that, so that means if I was in this situation, I wouldn't know that. So I would pilfer the post and bring it to him. But since this is definitely Jane's house, if I did that, it would blow up. I would die. Yeah, that's an excellent idea. John will be so happy that the mail came with no mishap, and so grateful that you, his trusted pal, were able to make it happen. Perhaps you could even pretend it's an apology gift you got him? Wow, you guys are good at being a friend by now, it's not even real. It's basically no way this plan could backfire. You reach a hand inside the mailbox to grab the package, and then everything goes dark. Backfired! Oh boy. So how is this gonna happen? I'm scared to see... I guess I should probably look at warnings. Not like I'm actually worried about the warnings, but mind control. Okay. Bullying, apparently. Apparently Jake gets bullied. That's right, adventure! I cannot do a good Jake voice, but I am kind of proud enough of the one I can do. I guess we should reconsider. On second thought, that's a terrible idea. Like, holy shit, that's bad. You take a moment to slap yourself around in the face for a few minutes, just to rub it in. How can you be so stupid? The kind of depravity that leads one to desecrate the sanctity of a friend's mailbox is what got you into this mess in the first place. Oh, huh. Looks like the mailman forgot to put up the, the thing, the flappy winging doodad, the bright red arm dealie on the side of the mailbox. You're quite certain that this thing is supposed to be up when there's mail to be retrieved. Even an idiot could tell you that much, and you are a first-rate idiot. You carefully raise a low red flag. Immediately out of the corner of your eye, you spy movement in the upstairs window. It must be John scoping out the mail again. Quick as a flash, you zap yourself out of sight and behind a nearby bush. A white cat is hanging out back here. It hisses at you, but you let a wave of crackling recon energy dance across your palms, and the kitty vanishes. It literally just straight up disappears. That's... okay, fine, whatever. It is a truth universally acknowledged that cats can do whatever the hell they want, except for taking this hiding spot, that is, which you have now commandeered in the name of friendship. Oh, this is a much better plan to surprise John. Can't believe you didn't think of it before. You know he loves pranks, and what better prank than to be ambushed by a dear friend? You hope you're still his dear friend. Oh god, you're getting nervous again. You hear the front door open. Shoot, here he comes. Wait, this isn't John. Oh goodness, no. Why, it appeared to be some kind of famous detective type individual, or at least someone in a famous detective disguise, but what's more, you get a strange impression that the person underneath the disguise isn't John either. Whoever it is, they make a beeline for the mailbox. So shit, maybe you're watching another mailbox robbery in action. That would explain the need for a disguise, I guess? They reach out their hand. All of a sudden, several things race through your mind unbidden. The smell burning, a flash of light, pain. Without thinking, you spring into action. Oof! I have done a Jane voice once, but yeah. I don't think I can do it well. Oh, so the fucking bunnies. Very cute. I love them. I know I keep saying this, but I love the little trend of having, like, the rooms get higher quality while the posters get lower quality. You zap the interloper and... you grab the interloper and zap inside the house. You both materialize in midair and collapse in a heap on the floor. Outside, you hear the telltale sound of an exploding mailbox because, for some reason, you know what those sound like. Phew, that was a close one. Alright, how do I do this? How do I actually do this?
Oh, lordy, that's smart. What on earth just happened?
Your companion sits up in a bit of a daze. It looks like the disguise got knocked off in all this kerfuffle. Your hunch was right on the money. This is definitely not John Egbert. She does look oddly familiar, though. You take a look out the window down into the yard below. Yep, it's just like your ears told you. Where once there was a mailbox, there's now a smoldering wooden stump, surrounded by debris. It's a sight to bring a tear to any mailman's eye, fake or otherwise. You turn back around to find a stranger standing over you, looking thoroughly disgruntled. He's pointing a red large spoon directly at your chest. It doesn't really come off as all that threatening, you have to be honest, although she could probably do you at least some form of injury with it. The injury likely wouldn't be all that serious, but you try to take it seriously anyway. Just to be polite.
Now, hold on just one moment, Buster. Who are you? What are you doing in my bedroom? And what in the blue blazes is going on? Come on, spit it out.
Oh, no, you hate being put on the spot. The first question was such a tough one, too. Who are you? It's something that you don't have a definite answer to, even after all this time. Gosh. So you does seem awfully confident with that spoon. You begin to entertain the thought that this girl might simply decide to beat you to death with it. You're finding it hard to think amid all the confusion. Didn't she say that this is her bedroom? You were dead certain that this was John's house. It is John's house. It even has a tire swing and everything. And this girl, who even is she? John's never mentioned having a sister or anything before, but looking around the room, it's obvious that she lives here. There's no trace of any of John's things. Did he move his house without telling you? That makes you so impossibly sad.
Well, if you won't talk, I suppose I'll just have to suss out the truth myself.
She looks at you very carefully for a moment before glancing over at one of the posters on the wall. It's a black and white picture of what looks like a daring group of detectives, but drawn in a fairly minimal style with round, ovoid heads. Immediately, her face lights up in recognition.
Oh, I see. Oh, mum's the word.
We're going to be confused for Problem Sleuth or something. After all, we are easily comparable to Problem Sleuth. She taps the side of her nose knowingly and winks, and you realize that she's trying to let you know that she knows something that you supposedly both know, but all you really know is that you have no idea what it is. Ah. Frick.
Oh, you're very good. Pretending not to know that which you know that I know that we both know.
No, you're telling her you haven't got the foggiest clue what she's talking about. Knowing stuff? How could anyone possibly accuse you of such a thing?
Oh, it's alright. I won't tell anyone. Keeping incognito is of the utmost importance for problem sleuths like us.
Imagine if we end up becoming Problem Sleuth. Just imagine. You know what? I'm calling it now. The end of the game is gonna involve MSPA Reader becoming one of the characters from the pre-Homestuck era, like Jailbreak, Problem Sleuth, even Bard Quest, although probably not Bard Quest. Or Orion Quest, neither of those counts.
Always a pleasure to meet a fellow fan.
Oh! She seems to be under the impression that you're some sort of cosplayer. Either that or an undercover agent of some sort. Oh, what the hell. You might as well roll with it. This will be easier than pretending to be a postal worker at any rate.
Hold on a moment. I got just the thing for a fellow gentle person of taste.
She puts the spoon away for a moment, which is a relief, then whips another copy of the poster and a pen out of nowhere and signs it? You've never met or heard of this girl before, and she's just straight up giving you her autograph. You take a look at the signature. The name is Jane Crocker. Huh, you guess this girl's name is Jane then.
Now that we got that out of the way, nice though it is to make your acquaintance, that doesn't explain what you're doing in my house. Or, come to think of it, how we even got here.
Well, it's all simple, actually. Just a boring everyday example of an innocent bystander stepping in to save an unwitting teen from a particle bomb with their zappy hell treasure powers. Nothing weird at all. You zap around the room a bit, by way of demonstration, ending up back where you started. Transportalization technology. I knew various competitors of ours had been developing something like that for a while, but I had no idea they were already doing field tests. I suppose it shouldn't have surprised me. But a parcel bomb, you say? You gesture out of the window at the sad, obliterated remains of the mailbox. There's nothing anyone can do to save it, or its contents. Oh shoot, Jane wasn't expecting any extremely important deliveries, was she? Potentially in the form of significant birthday gifts or a copy of a mysterious computer game? You mean a Suburb Alpha? I'm not surprised you've heard about it. That isn't due for another week, though. Oh, well, that's a relief then. No harm done. I wouldn't go quite that far. Alpha notwithstanding, the fact remains that someone tried to blow me up. Okay, so some harm done. Gee, the nervous in people. You cannot fathom who could possibly want to do such a thing, especially to someone as harmless and personable as Jane here. I don't think we would actually be able to impress her until we, time travel or, teleport between universes. The latter, definitely possible. The prior, MSP Reader doesn't... The only time MSP Reader has actually done that in a canon ending, for someone else was Rose's route. Any other time, they just kind of did it for themselves, you know? Alright. Okay, so some harm done. Gee, the nervous people. You cannot fathom who could possibly want to do such a thing, especially to someone as harmless and personable as Jane here. Oh, come on, one doesn't like to state the obvious, but if I had to guess, it's probably related to my being in line to inherit one of the largest corporations on the planet. Kraken Corp has its enemies, there's no question about that. Oh, of course, that's why her surname was so familiar. Jane is a new face of the Betty Crocker Company. You don't know what you expected. Considering what's happened on your journey so far, you should have seen this sort of thing coming. Speaking of which, you wonder aloud if anything like this has ever happened before. The only thing that could make this any more surprising is if Jane had been sent similarly life-threatening cargo on any previous occasions. Oh, yes! Why, we got mailed something similar just last week, in fact. You try not to think too hard about the fact that Jane apparently fell for the same exact trick 2 weeks in a row. Father was out in the yard about to take his car out back for a soak when the blessed mailbox went up in smoke. It was quite the shock. Ever since then, he's been a bit antsy about me checking the mail myself, but today it arrived while he was out. Good thing, too, he would have thrown a fit if he'd known. I'm barely allowed out of the house as it is. I'm sure he means well, but he can come off as a bit overprotective sometimes. It's plumb ridiculous! A girl that's full of vim and vigor can take perfectly good care of herself. You don't want to pass hasty judgment on someone's familial situation, but it sounds like Jane's father is just trying to keep her safe. It can't be easy constantly deflecting death threats away from someone determined to walk right into them. Where's her sense of self-preservation? I suppose it may seem strange to the uninitiated, but you sort of learn to accept it after a while. I've been dodging death ever since I can remember. People seem really determined to do me in. I simply can't explain it. Jesus, wow, that must be pretty rough going. God, that sounds awful actually. Being the eminent ruler of an empire must come with a fair number of people who want you gone. Thinking back to your encounter with Cesare, you suppose that you were recently part of such an attempt yourself in a manner of speaking. You decide to mention this to Jane, and being reminded of your time on Alternia causes you to lapse into an uncomfortable silence. Jane looks around a little awkwardly before breaking it. So, not that I'm ungrateful for the fact that you appear to have rescued me from certain peril, but... Oh, right, of course. You're intruding in a complete stranger's home. You'd almost forgotten that this is the first time you and Jane have ever met. Your heart sinks as you consider that between the vastness of the universe and the determination of those attempting to murder her, this might be the last time you ever meet as well. Pop, pop. Jane offers to show you out. On the way downstairs, you politely ask her how long it's been since her family moved here. Does she know if anyone called John used to live in this house? She gives you a strange look before gesturing to Oh God, is that a corpse by the fireplace? You take a moment to process the fact that Jane has a stuffed human person mounted on the plinth in her living room. She says it's her pop-pop, which you guess means grandfather. It's kind of hard to parse some of the vocabulary Jane uses sometimes. Anyway, the guy's name was John, and you can't help but see a resemblance to your good friend Egbert. You've encountered enough coincidence by now to know that this must be him somehow. You must have traveled forwards in time by accident or some such. This is the only possible explanation. You try very hard not to have a whole mental breakdown about your apparently long-dead friend, but sadly not hard enough. However, at the sight of your various expressions of horror, shock, and confusion, Jane perks up considerably. Did you know, my dear old Pop-Pop? You should have said something! It was a popular fellow, so I suppose it was only a matter of time before one of the friends from his performing heydays came to visit. That's right, Jane. Keep talking about him and your friendship in the past tense. This is totally helping you feel better. By what you mean to say? Yes, Jane, you're absolutely right. You are an old entertaining friend of her Pop-Ups who just so happened to be visiting the area in the middle of the, circus touring season? You try not to be too insulted when Jane eats the lie up without a moment's hesitation. Well, if one of old Pop-Up's Crocker's pals is here, I suppose I can't just turn you out on the street like some nobody. And Papa would never forgive me for giving a family friend the cold shoulder. You simply must stay a while longer, I insist. Cannot help but agree enthusiastically, and here you were thinking this volume was over before it really got started. Gee, this makes a nice change. This music does kind of have, like, vibes of both Problem Sleuth and, Hive Swap. Like, Hive Swap Act 1, I mean. Kind of both, actually. Alright. You've grown accustomed to putting in a lot of hard work to score some hangout time with various people on your journey, but all it took to convince Jane was a pre-established connection with her apparently very wealthy relatives. It just goes to show you stuff. I'm afraid I haven't fulfilled my duties as host very well so far, but I'm determined to change that starting now. But, what to do? You've been playing this game of friendship long enough by now to sense an important decision approaching. You take a quick inventory of Jane's most important character details, you mean interests and personality traits. She seems to have a passion for the lost art of sleuthing and famous detectives of years past. Her imminent inheritance of a baking conglomerate and expert spoon wielding likely indicate that she knows her way around a cake or two as well. Why don't the two of you? There's only one thing I can answer to that. Only one thing. Self-care comes first! Practice some self-care. You know what? All this heavy stuff has really been getting to you recently. Christ, you left Alternia to get away from the hell murdery nonsense, but if anything, it feels just as stressful back here on Earth with Jane. The adrenaline rush from the impromptu rescues is beginning to wear off, and your legs start to go all wobbly. You slump down against the wall exhausted. Man, this really took a lot out of you. Oh, gracious, are you alright? Yeah, you just need a minute. God, this is so weird and embarrassing. How come it's only once you were out of the bad situation that you stopped being able to cope with it? Well, it's a thing that happens. You try to pull yourself together, but then your stomach growls like an aggressive, hungry cat. Come to think of it, you haven't eaten anything and you don't even know how long. Jane gives you a sympathetic, almost grandmotherly look. It sounds like someone's hungry. Bleh. You know, I was planning on baking something after taking care of the mail, although I guess that took care of itself in the end. So, since Plan A seems to have got up in a pillar of smoke, let's move swiftly on to Plan B. Fancy helping me whip a cake in the submission? We can call it a thank you for saving my bacon back there. Gosh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. You feel like you could eat a horse, or even better, a horse made out of cake. You can't remember the last time you had cake, in fact. Oh, now if that isn't just about the saddest thing I've ever heard. Jane sets you up with an apron and starts pulling ingredients and utensils out of various cupboards and drawers. Seeing the various colorful bags and boxes all lined up on the kitchen counter fills you with excitement. The idea of collaborating with Jane to make something delicious gets your heart racing. Surely there could be no better path of friendship than this. Once she seems sure that she's got everything you need, Jane fiddles with the oven for a few seconds. Just need to set the oven to preheat. Okay, there we go. Now let's get cracking, shall we? You look around expectantly, hoping to see a recipe book or similar amid the collection of baking equipment. Oh no, we don't need this one. My junior battle master's bow buster starting to loosen by 50,000 will do the trick just fine. A passionate burning fire seems to ignite in Jane's eyes as she brandishes her trusty red spoon. With a well-practiced motion, she adjusts a series of buttons and dials on the side, and a vaguely feminine robot voice begins to speak out of it. So this would be a point where the best voice I could really think would be like something similar to Mina, but I have never done a Mina voice before, so that's not really a thing I am able to do. Triple chocolate layer cake, medium rare, begin resume. Yeah, that was shit. Jane nods to herself and presses another button. The voice begins listing off a series of ingredients and measurements. You guess this spoon must have a lot more tricks up its sleeve than you originally gave it credit for. Technology really is amazing. You begin to reach for the bag of flour, but with lightning speed, Jane leans over and grabs it herself. She doesn't even seem to notice that she had to bat your hand out of the way. Oh, well that's alright. Jane seemed to know what she's doing, and you'd hate to spoil her fun. In a blink of an eye, she had the flour measured out and reaches for the butter. Appraised solidified bovine extract, you will comply. Oh boy. Jane continues her work in a thorough and efficient manner, and the spoon continues reading out instructions in a calm, steady voice. Oh, calm and steady. Somewhat soothing, even if the choice of vocabulary is a bit strange. It certainly seemed to be relaxing Jane. Her face was a picture of intense concentration, but now her eyes appeared dim and distant. She could almost be asleep. You're just coming to terms with the idea that baking with Jane is a spectacular sport rather than a team game, when a sudden noise snaps her out of her trance. Oh! Her hand goes to her apron pocket and she fidgets out her phone. Something on the screen makes her face light up with general excitement. You think you catch a sight of something green, but she doesn't give you a good look at it. I have to, take care of this? Whatever it is, it seems to have got Jane into a bit of a tizzy all of a sudden. She thrusts the spoon in your direction. Here! Just follow the instructions, you can't go wrong! This is all happening so fast, being entrusted with Jane's precious spoon, and so early in your friendship. This must be a very great honor. She obviously believes in you a great deal. Try to assure Jane that you won't let her down, but she's already too engrossed in her phone to acknowledge it. You sigh to yourself knowingly. For all her antiquated phraseology and old-timey aesthetic, Jane is still a teen at heart. Add ingredients to vessel. Commence liquidation. Obey. Oh shit. You're so caught up being judgmental of a young person that you completely lost track of what you were doing, which was, dissolve desiccated cocoa into boiling water. Submit to your labor. But hey, hang on just a moment. You just barely managed to remember what the previous instruction was before the spoon moved on to the next step already. Oh god, what are the other ingredients you need to add? You try to guess, but there are too many things on the counter and you don't know what half of them even are. You spare a glance at Jane, hoping against hope that she's noticed your plight, but she's far too distracted to help you right now. You just had to work it out by yourself. She's counting on you. Think, damn it. Think! Fold cocoa paste in the mixer. Make haste, the end is nigh. Oh boy. Eggs! You don't remember doing anything with eggs, but the spoon definitely called for some a while ago. In a blind panic, you grab one and toss it into the bowl. Only after you stirred it into the mixture do you remember that it's certainly best to remove the shell first. Pour cream into a small saucepan and heat over a low flame for a few minutes, ensuring that it does not boil or simmer. Once the cream is hot, remove the saucepan from the heat. Cease reproduction. The calm robot's voice isn't soothing to you, not anymore. It's dulcet tones have become your tormentor. It wouldn't be so bad if it would slow down for a moment. Is there speed setting on the spoon? You just had some time to think. Are you sure you would like to start over? One wrong button! You can't go back, not now. You cancel the prompt and grit your teeth in grim determination. You can fix this. You have to fix this. It's like Jane said all those minutes ago when she sent you on this quest. You can't go wrong. Why not start over? Just wait for it to get the catch up again and then try and follow it more efficiently. It's at this moment that your eyes land on the bag of sugar. The noticeably unopened bag of sugar. It's just sitting there smirking at you with a look of unbearable smugness to the colorful lettering on his face. Who? Me? What could you possibly need me in a cake for? You tear the bag open and dump the entire contents into the mixing bowl with an ice-cold fury. Then you toss its gutted, lifeless husk into the garbage where it belongs. Revenge has never been sweeter. Oh, Lordy, sorry to leave you in the lurch for so long. I had to deal with a friend in this daily moment of personal crisis. Although there's not really saying much, quite frankly, most of his life seems to be one long personal crisis. And I suppose I'm hardly in a position to complain. I just feel like his company at the end of the day. So, anyway, the cake! How have you been managing? You don't look up at Jane when she comes back over to you a few minutes later, seemingly oblivious to the devastation you wrought on this poor kitchen. You stare down into the thick, lumpy batter sitting in the bowl in front of you, and in that stodgy, curdled mess, you cannot help but see yourself, a complete and utter failure. Is everything alright? You want to tell her to explain that, no, Jane, everything is not alright. It's all gone to shit, but you can't look anywhere except down. You can feel the bottom falling out of this friendship opportunity like that of a poorly supported Victoria sponge. Once Jane gets a good look at this batter, it's game over. You just know it. As she peeks over your shoulder at your handiwork, you brace yourself for the dreadful moment you've felt so many times before, across countless alternate selves and timelines. You watch for the telltale signs of a person deciding that, whatever pathetic and somehow yet unspecified creature you are, they don't want you in their life. But strangely enough, the moment never comes. Instead, Jane puts a hand lightly on your shoulder and gives you a gentle smile full of teeth. There. No need to pull a face like that. So yes, this ended up being a little bit of a misadventure, but it's not the end of the world. But Jane was counting on you and you let her down. You had something that needed to be fixed and you couldn't manage it. As on so many other occasions during your journey, you've only made things worse. You try to convince Jane of the guilt in this matter, but she simply shakes her head. Oh, pshaw. You did nothing of the sort. You tried to make the best out of a bad and confusing ordeal, and nobody can blame you for that. Even if your best is, admittedly, a little suboptimal. But sometimes when things go wrong, it's not a simple case of being able to fix it by soldiering on blindly in the face of adversity. Sometimes the only way to set things right is to cut your losses and start over from the beginning. And that's not really the same as giving up. You try with all your might to swallow this good advice Jane is serving you, but the look on your face must not be all that convincing. Jane sighs. Look, I'm sorry for abandoning you in an unfamiliar situation. It wasn't very responsible or leaderly, and it's certainly not becoming of a future president, corporate or otherwise. You suppose that's true. Guess you can accept that this mess was a group effort. Even in failure, it's important to acknowledge the power of teamwork. All the same, you hand Jane's rosy red spoon back to her. You're not worthy of its solemn mantle. Besides, some of the stuff that the robot voice said was beginning to seriously freak you out. Honestly, it meant a lot to me that you were willing to indulge in my little hobby for a while. It may be the career path I've been following my entire life, but you'd be surprised how little I get to talk about with anyone I'm close to. Anyway, wasn't the whole point that we were getting you something to eat as thanks for saving my life? Oh, yeah, I guess you did do that. Good job, you. Your chest puffs up instinctively alone with pride, but the motion causes your still empty stomach to make its presence felt again with a loud gurgle. Speaking of which, we still need to take care of that. Letting a friend go hungry is completely unacceptable. So, how does giving it another try sound? Here's an idea. You pick the recipe, I'll take care of the rest. I promise I won't get distracted this time, alright? Yeah, that sounds nice. Especially the part where Jane called you a friend. That was the nicest part of all. Cutting our losses! Oh god, she looks like a cartoon character there, definitely. Yeah. And this is when our hoodie should actually be washed. Anyway, this is nice so far. Kinda goes to... Here, you can look up the recipe using this. I'd lend my phone to you, but, well, you know how it is with privacy. Jane hands you what appears to be some sort of computerized tiara, stylishly cast in crocketed plastic. You guess you just put it on? It's not too complicated. You've seen more peculiar user interfaces in your various travels across time and space. That's for sure. Phone. The device fits snugly on top of your head. Despite your apparent lack of ears, you feel the unreal Aries thought wave tiara top begin to mesh psychically with your own brain as you are mentally hooked up to the limitless potential of the internet. Whoa. Oh my god. Every facet of human knowledge is at your cognitive fingertips. Your mind is awash with 100,000 pictures of cats and silly poses. Wow! Jane is ready and waiting for your instruction. All you have to do is reach out. So, you do. You begin to comb the web for something tasty, and you will surrender yourself. And you will seize reproduction, and you will comply, and you will comply, and you will comply. Wait, what? All at once, something hits the inside of your skull and begins to ricochet around your synapses and neurons, seeming to fill every corner and crevice of your brain with a deafening wave of silent noise. A single instruction, uttered with incalculable force, impossible to ignore. Obey. Your mind, so susceptible to outside influence, is no match for it. You feel a million sharp pains as a million neural pathways are rearranged to form sharp angles and ordered lines and circuits, and in the blinding flash of light, her design overwhelms every part of me and consumes every atom of me, and then retransmits and amplifies the whole in concert with her will. And I cannot know any different because this is all that I am, and it is so much more than I was. And I see her worthless protege's face twist in a look of horror at the sight of my transformation, but I do not spare her a second glance as I look skywards. I am free of such concerns now, and in the eye of the mind now belongs to her, I see the place I need to go, and I reach out with the power I stole, and I step forward into it. And in her throne room, I kneel beneath her, smile, and she sets a course for everywhere. There are problems in this universe that require our attention, and I, her new weapon, smile too. We're going to fix everything. What the fuck? Okay, that's fucked up. That was a fucking fake out. A goddamn psych out. I feel offended. I feel fucking offended. Anyway, I guess solving a mystery was the correct option. Ugh. It's been bothering you for a while, but for someone who claims to follow in the footsteps of the very gutsiest of gumshoes, Jane seems pretty unmotivated to find out who's been trying to murder her all these years. Perhaps you should use a means at your disposal to finally put this mystery to rest once and for all? You suggest to Jane that maybe you should try to ascertain who the parcel was sent by. By whom was the parcel sent? What? Grammar, silly! It's very important! Oh, of course. You suppose you agree with that. After all, this is a text-based medium, and shoddy craftsmanship can only ever obscure information. Proper adherence to linguistic conventions is of the utmost importance, ensuring the conveyance of salient details in a timely and comprehensible manner. But damn it, Jane, now isn't the time! You've got a case to solve! Yes, alright, but what exactly are you proposing that we do? There's very little evidence that we could feasibly collect. The two of you look forlornly out of the window again, down to where the mailbox should be. Jane is right. That avenue of investigation went up in smoke a few minutes ago. The investigation has barely even gotten started, and the trail has already gotten coated in a blazing ball of fire. I suggest asking at the mail office or similar, but I don't suppose they know anything detailed about the package's origins. Not like regular mail workers have access to all that kind of information. To make matters worse, the mail is one of the few public services Crocker Corp doesn't partially own, so I wouldn't be able to pull any strings. I don't suppose there was anyone watching at the time the bomb was placed either. You have to admit, the possibility does seem somewhat remote, but that gives you an idea. If there aren't any witnesses at hand, why not make some yourselves? What, bribe someone to falsify testimony or similar? That's certainly a novel way of going about it. Jane seemed to be giving it a lot more thought than you would have expected, but in any case, that wasn't at all what you meant. Explain to Jane that far from merely being able to transportalize between any two physical locations, you also possess the ability to time travel effecate to any point in the past or future. Not to be rude, considering that you did just save my life and everything, but that does sound more than a little far-fetched. Jane seems pretty skeptical about this, but you honestly can't be bothered to work through all of her personal misgivings about belief in the feasibility of time travel right now. You've been through all this with more than a dozen people already. You decided to take a more proactive approach. Seeing is believing after all. You grab her wrist and zap back in time. Oh fuck. Jane, meet past Jane. Jane, meet future Jane. You trust that this will suffice as evidence. I don't, Alright, moving on. You purify next to the bush that you hid behind earlier, and take refuge in it once again. A conveniently abandoned wristwatch on the ground nearby indicates that you have traveled an hour into the past. No sign of the white cat yet. The mailbox is there in all its beautiful, unexploded majesty, but stands empty as of right now. This is perfect. All you have to do now is wait for the truth to come to you. See, Jane? Isn't this exciting? Jane? Oh boy. How am I gonna do a Roxy voice? I need to figure this out. No, that's not. 911. I'll figure it out as I go. This is gonna sound fucking terrible. 911, what's your emergency? Please note that misplaced apostrophes on stop signs do not constitute an emergency. And hold on, help! I'm stuck in the past. Well, now, yes. What is that tipped you off? Was it the fact that nobody else talks like it's the 1920s? I'll figure this out. What? No, I mean this entirely literally. I'm quite literally stuck in the past in a temporal sense. Oh gee, wait. Really? Who told you that? Was it TT? I bet it was TT. Yoking my thunder. God damn it. Strider! No, you're not listening to me. I have been transported back in time by a mysterious entity who recently saved my life from yet another ridiculous assassination attempt. Oh, okay. Damn, false alarm, I guess. Wait, so you guys can time travel now? No, this is a different mysterious entity. They don't seem related to the God Cat as far as I can tell. They rescued me from a parcel bomb in the mailbox a short while ago and have since taken it upon themselves to help me find out who is responsible. They're remarkably enthusiastic about this issue, almost as if it were their civic duty somehow. So, a number of mysterious abilities, intimate knowledge of mail safety, and a composing to aid random citizens. Are you sure that person isn't just your mailman, Janie? I mean, who knows what kind of magic those little guys can pull off? I'm pretty sure they have absolutely nothing to do with the profession of mail delivery in any practical sense. Anyway, the point is, we're now an hour into the past from our... Is this going to be like... Everyone, even Dirk, is going to think we're a mailman except for Jane now? Or is this going to be the only instance of that? Anyway, the point is, we're now an hour in the past from our perspective, waiting for the perpetrator to place a bomb that's not a few minutes ago threatened to blow me into Kingdom Come. It's all a bit too much to take in. Well, shucks, Buster. Shucks, Buster, indeed. Yeah, I didn't do good on that Roxy voice. I'll figure it out. Probably either in Roxy's route or when I get to Roxy and Homestuck. If I can get Roxy's route to appear! While Jane has busied herself with something on her phone, you've been keeping a lookout for anything suspicious. So far, nothing has happened, but now just out of sight, you can hear the telltale sound of a vehicle approaching. You quickly elbow Jane in the ribs to get her attention, and the two of you peek your heads tentatively out of the bush. You watch him as an unassuming van pulls up outside of the house. You keep watching as an unremarkable person gets out and carries a small pile of mail over to the mailbox, totally unsuspiciously. From this distance, you can't really make out anything about them at all. This isn't nearly as helpful or informative as you had hoped. This is no good. We can't see anything from all the way out over here. I think we might have to resort to one of the more advanced tactics in every detective's arsenal. I propose that we accuse this delivery worker, tie them up, and then scrupulously interrogate them for any information they might have. You guess that would work? Jane seems remarkably unconcerned with the ethical qualms inherent in assaulting a public servant, and at some point you would have found this extremely alarming, but after a few months on Alternia, you're so accustomed to this kind of thing that the thought of actually disagreeing doesn't even occur to you. Jane gets into position to lead the charge. You reach your hand into a tear in reality, rummage around for a moment, and retrieve a long length of rope from somewhere in Serenity hive. Hopefully she won't miss it. You mutter a quick prayer of apologies to the guardian deities and mail workers everywhere, and then... Now! The two of you leap from your hiding spot and tackle the hapless stranger, just as they are about to climb back into the van.
How about you?
Jane is brandishing her trusty spoon as stridently as any sword. The poor defenseless postman is taken completely by surprise and topples to the ground. You quickly tie their arms and legs and then zap all three of you back out of sight behind the bushes again. Then Jane sets to work. She fixes your captive with a cast iron stare, and with ruthless efficiency begins to rattle off a relentless stream of astute and inciting questions. Her tongue is like a whip, beating her quarry into submission. Slowly, the camera pans to the delivery worker, who is revealed to be none other than Tavros Crocker from the Homesick epilogue / Homesick 2. Not really, but Tavros Crocker was cute. You watch in silent horror as she verbally dismantles his unfortunate soul, piece by fearful piece. It's like watching a dozen interrogation scenes from a dozen great crime dramas and noir detective flicks all at once. She pretends to smoke an invisible cigar at one point, seemingly without noticing at all. You don't even have words for what she does with a spoon. When Jane finally pauses to catch her breath, the nameless and faceless courier manages to choke out a few words and spill the beans. It is a scant few beans here, sorry to say. They say they don't know much. Hell, even with a dame roughing them up like that, they can't even remember their own name. But they do remember the mysterious package marked "Handle with Care" and addressed to the Crocker residence. They say they remember thinking that there was nowhere else a package could have been headed. With a surname like that, it was only fitting. You know, with that big red spoon on the side of the box and everything. Jane doesn't say anything else. She just stands up and unties the prisoner. They are free to go. You flash him a look which you hope says something like, "I'm sorry for helping this distressed teenager tie you up in order to satisfy her curiosity, and I appreciate your ongoing public service, but you've never been great at nonverbal communication." Why is the dog barking? My grandma has arrived home. So, that means interruptions possible. Woo. You flash them a look, which you hope says something like, "Oh, no, it is that." A notification rings out from Jane's phone. Perhaps chatting to a friend in this trying time will offer her some comfort. You wander a short distance away, allowing Jane some space to process what's happened. You've learned the hard way that privacy is a fundamental right that should always be respected.
How goes the investigation? Did you find a retail worker or something yet? Oh, gee, Janie, you did, didn't you? God damn it, we've talked about this. Jane, are you okay?
No. I can't believe I'm typing this. The company, my company. It appears that they were the ones who sent the bomb. Okay, you're right about them, I suppose. You're being serious right now. You're not, pranking me super hard for the megalos? No, of course not. I'm hardly in a joking mood.
Jane, this is great! What? You finally pulled through! The better bitch had the wool over your eyes, but... Your eyes, by no more! I'm so happy! What? No, this is awful.
I'm terrible at this Roxy voice, I am so sorry.
Oh, right, of fucking course. What I meant was that... will you please stop talking for a second? I can't think with your endless ruddy face blithering all the time. I nearly died for the umpteenth time this morning, but survived, only to have my entire worldview start to collapse before my very eyes by way of some mysterious time travel magic. Jeez Louise, this is easy for you. In fact, this must be Christmas and birthday come early for all three of you. You finally got what you wanted, which was to prove me wrong. Your insane collective conspiracy about my entire life being part of some evil plot looks like it might just hold water after all. Congratulations! Go on, Sheila, you told me so. Here, I'll even type it out for you to copy and paste so you don't have to worry about any more face spelling errors. I told you so. No? I'm not really sure what to say. You're kind of scaring me. I'm sorry, this is scaring me too.
Jane sighs. You guess the conversation must be taking a turn for the heavy, but you can't say for sure. You're feeling good about your decision not to pry into this private discussion. Ah, frick. It would truly be some kind of fucked up to intrude at such a vulnerable moment where people are rarely seen at their best. It feels as though I'm in the middle of an ocean. Scratch that, feels like my whole world is an ocean. Something so immense, so dark, so vast and deep, I can't even begin to imagine what might be beneath the surface. Everything that I have ever known, everything that I have ever been is sinking down into it and vanishing with nary a trace. And my only solace is to jump of my own volition before I'm pulled under by force. And what, is someone going to catch me and help me stay afloat? The only float my best friend in the whole world has any familiarity with is flipping cocktails. Gee, Jane, I know you're like being kind of mean and exasperated right now, but it means a lot to hear that I'm your best friend. I love you, heart. Yeah. Rosw, please. I'm only trying to express the depths of my existential confusion over here. The ocean, Lalondw. The abysmal, infinite ocean. Can you even imagine what that's like? On second thought, never mind. This whole analogy is contrived and nonsensical and couldn't possibly have any emotional relevance to anyone. Another sigh. God, I'm sorry, I'm not handling this well at all. I mean, to be honest, no. But liber Oh. Litter beyond repair. I don't know what precise arrangement of Emodius tool no responses would even realistic ally qualify as quite handling this well. Fish fun for a topic of appropriateness. I guess I had this whole plan for how I'd get you to accept the truth, and it would have worked Cause let's be real, I'm a fucking genius but also, I'm pretty sure that I would have involved blowing up a whole bunch more shit, or at least mega escapades. How about shenanigans? Oh, you know it. Shenanigans out the ass. The point is, I knew that it would be hard. Maybe hazardous to our relationship and or your physical health, but I knew that you were worth it, and also for what it's worth, I don't give enough and fuck about dunking on your ass. None of us do. With a third and final huff, Jane slumps down on the ground, visibly deflated. All the tempest and fury is gone out of her, and now she's just sitting and gazing glumly at the wall of bubblegum pink on the screen. She seems utterly miserable. You want to comfort her, to offer solace and friendly counsel in this trying time. There comes a moment in every teen's upbringing when she realizes that the globe-spanning multi-billion-dollar corporation, which is her birthright, has also been responsible for some shady and heinous nonsense. Heinous, but including multiple attempts on her own life. It's just part of growing up. But somehow you just can't find the words, and maybe it's not your place to comment anyway. Before you can think of something to say, Jane shakes her head and starts typing again. Alright, that's enough sitting around feeling all forlorn. I'm feeling pretty okay, actually. No, me, I'm talking about myself. This new reality is one that I simply have to accept whether I like it or not, and it's no good being glum about it, especially that I've at least made mistreat my nearest and dearest. So I'm not going to be the leader of a worldwide mega corporation. Big deal. There are better things to be applying my savvy towards. A friendship on my back, for instance. OMG, Janie, I'm loving this new enthusiasm. I understand I've been remiss in my duties as of late, but that ends now. Where once I had a duty to my heritage, and now I have a duty to those who care about me. The call of leadership comes from elsewhere. OMG, yes, those words you're typing, meaningful and full of point that I can see. Jane strikes a pose that looks at once determined, bold, fearless, and resolute, and all while still typing fiercely on her mobile. It just goes to show how hard she must have trained for a moment like this. And so, for my first act as a responsible friend with eyes unclouded by the sugary haze of a manipulative baking empire, I say that it ends here. The game in which we've been pawns for years stops today. Yes! Hell yes! I think I've rather gone off the idea of games altogether, haven't you?
Specifically, the game. How fucking you? Wait, what? The alpha. I decided I'm not going to participate. It's a Crocker Corp product. It's clearly part of some grand evil scheme or another. It'd be positively suicidal to consider playing it at this point. Well, yes, but what? There's no doubt in my mind about it.
This is actually a scenario we want them to play the game. Oh god. I mean, yeah, it kind of doomed them to a frickin' a frickin' world where there's basically an RPG world. One where it's pay to play and they're forced to play for free, basically. But on the other hand,
furthermore, as your friend and as one recently reminded of her duty of care in this regard, I feel like I should strongly advise against any of us playing it, or anyone at all for that matter. Now that I think about it, it's our solemn responsibility to ensure that nobody ever gets their hands on this game. Just imagine the havoc it could wreak. We got 1 week before the alpha is due in release. I'm certain we can think up some nefarious schemes to disrupt it in the meantime if we work together as a team. I trust I'll be able to count on your hacks or skills, Sick, in this endeavor. Sure, complete accidental lack of incitement. My 6 skills are yours to command. I knew it. You're the best BFFC one could ever hope for. Heart.
Jane clears her throat, pockets her phone, and seems to have reached some kind of conclusion. That chat looked from the outside like it was one huge emotional journey from start to finish. Well, that's a conversation the MSP reader didn't eavesdrop on, right? So I'm proud of them for that. For showing a conversation without MSP reader listening in. You're glad that Jane seemed to be feeling better for having had it, whatever they ended up talking about. Sometimes, all you need is a friend to vent things towards in a healthy and productive manner.
I suppose I should thank you again. Without your help, I may have never have learned the truth. It's quite possible I would have lived out the rest of my potentially very short life without another opportunity to see things for what they really were. I don't know how I shall ever repay you.
Since nothing today has changed the fact that Jane is ludicrously wealthy, you can think of a great number of ways she could feasibly repay you, but that might just be pushing it a little too far all at once. So instead, you effortlessly spin some yarn about this being what friends are for, and so on, in a speech you've given many, many times before.
I've depended on you for a great deal, but now I think it's time for me to forge my own path and enter my own steam. I'll show the world what Jane Crocker can accomplish with naught but her 2 bare hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an existential crisis to avert.
Oh boy. You're... I love how that's like a frickin' parallel to, John's oh frick. To like the first John, to like the John bad ending. No, wait, no, fuck. I mean, Endgard right there. This one. Fuck. Yeah, it's like a callback to this. It's pretty cool. Although, make sure there's nothing after that. Alright, nope. That fucking psych out in the other ending. Actually, now I'm curious. Frick. Volume 11, right? Yeah. It counts that. The frickin' psych out. Well, that's enough Pesterquest. For one lifetime. Haha, not really. We still have Jake's route and Roxy's route, even though it hasn't appeared. I promise I will spend the time between a Jake episode and Roxy episode trying to get it to appear. In fact, you know what? I'll even Google it right now. Pesterquest Roxy volume won't appear. Volume 13. Weird. Oh well. Maybe it just hasn't actually updated. Maybe I just saw it updated and it didn't. I don't know. Properties. I don't know. We'll see. Guess I should stop recording. Haha, 11111. Yeah. Funny meme number. Alright, we're done. I'm tired. Stop!